Good afternoon, Fig and Fruit Nursery and Orchard. It is May 25th, and we're going to start looking at some berries here just for a few minutes before we start looking at where our figs are this week. This is an aronia berry. Not very good for eating fresh. It's also known as choke cherry. That ought to tell you why it's pretty astringent. But it gets a good fruit set, and you can dry these and they are good, and you can make a juice out of them and put some honey in it and they're good. Aronia berry. They're supposed to be very medicinal. As you can see, this is Viking, and it puts on a real heavy crop. All right, here's another berry that might interest you. This one here you can eat fresh, though it's not ready yet. This is gooseberry. This is a pink pexel. This over here is red hemlocky. You can see it's very productive. These bushes here are about 7-8 years old. And here's one more I'm going to share with you real quick. This is black currant. They're just starting to ripen. Has a decent fruit set. This is consort. Consort seems to do the best here for me. You can really smell them today too. They got almost smell like a cedar tree. Has a very interesting smell and flavor. They're not real sweet, but they make a really good jam. Black currant, consort black currant. All right, let's go look at the outside fig orchard. All right, we're out in the outside orchard. Things have been progressing. Heard of Chicago. Black Greek. Dark, Salem dark. No more down through here. Hey, look at there. It's coming back. So mt.enta. I'm gonna have to get me an air layer off of that this year. Plainfield. Trellis place. Super red hybrid. See if it's got, I'll show you something here. It's already got double bumps on it from dieback, May 25th. Super red hybrid. Take note. Pellegrino. Looks like it probably does too. Celeste. Yeah, everything's starting to show bumps out here. This is Osborne Prolific. Pinko de Mail. Grande Bordeaux. Slowly but surely coming back to life. Asino, or however you say it. See, it's coming up. And last but not least down here is Teramo. See if it's got anything on it. No, don't look like it. Scotch yellow. Maybe. Already. Sultane. No. long yellow. Don't look like anything. This is brown turkey, I'm pretty sure. It is. Don't really look like there's any double bumps trying to form. This was, I didn't stop at this. This is Celeste. Don't see anything on it. Then this is white Marseille. There's another hardy Chicago. Nope. Cavalieri. I brought this one out here, so there was a little change in a few things I done. I decided that this tree didn't need to be in the back orchard behind the greenhouses, but it needed to be out here. This is Italian Westfield. So this tree had an early head start, and it has some nice figs on it in the greenhouse, but it is now out here in the ground. That's elderberry. Need to get rid of it. That won't kill it, it'll come back. Verdone from Mario. Valade Solis. Dead Cat 7. Texas BA1. No, don't really look good there. Alright, here's the Alma Drop of Gold, Legata del Oro, whatever you would like to call it. I bought it as Legata del Oro, but it's also the same as Alma. I don't see no figs. This is that branch that survived through the winter that I had covered up. This is the other one. And real quick, let's walk down here to this big hardy Chicago for reference and see if we can see what the story is on the double bumps. Yeah, kind of starting to get going there. All right. This next row up here is LSU purple. Nothing. That Black Greek is definitely dead. Spot for you dark has finally decided to come back. There it is. Well, that's good. Try to get it some more light there. Alright, spot for you. Emmeline's purple. Here's another tree I decided to bring out here and plant. This is my Smith tree, or let's say a Smith tree. But it ain't just, and it looks like it's maybe gonna set fruit. This just ain't any Smith tree. It's a couple years old, and I left it for dead outside one winter. Thought it was dead. I just stowed it out of the greenhouse and left it. Forgot about it. Come by walking by it one day next spring, and it had come back. So it had lived outside all winter in a 7-gallon pot and survived. It died back this winter again. I didn't leave it outside, but I had decided that I would bring it and put it in the ground and see what it done. I don't know, maybe there's something special about it or something. I don't know, we'll see, but for those that say Smith ain't hardy, yeah, I disagree. So there's that one is out here now. Naples yellow. Can't say that I see anything that looked like double bumps. Audier, I feel good about that. I tell you, this is definitely a fig everyone should really have. Olier, LSU Olier. And you're gonna see, when you see my big one in the greenhouse and you see my potted ones, maybe you'll understand. Got some mushrooms growing out here in the fig orchard. Got good life. Monroe yellow. Just kind of getting going. This is that LSU tiger. Can't say there's a bigger one. Yeah, don't look like there is any fruit started. LSU champagne, awful thin. You're not going to get stuff that thin. It's not going to fruit right now. It's got to be bigger, thicker growth. Scott's black, starting to grow a little bit. There ain't no fruit started yet. This is long out. Nah, don't look like it quite yet. This is apple pie. Now that looks promising. Maybe it's trying to get some fruit on, some double bumps. We'll see. Last but not least, cherry pie. Don't see no signs of fruit there. All right, let's go check out the greenhouses. My black raspberries are getting ready. This is a variety I found out in the woods. This is Heritage red raspberry. It does real good here too. You can see they're starting to, won't be long we'll be picking some raspberries. I believe this raspberry here is called Crimson Giant. It's a big red raspberry. Gonna have a decent amount. I just have one little plant I planted last year. That's all I got of it. All right, we're in greenhouse number 2. I hear a bird chirping in here. I have this side, I have the west side of the greenhouse closed right now, just to cut back on the air and help with the keep temperature up. I should shut this south door, but for the most part that keeps a chunk of the air out of here, because I want to try to keep it a little warmer in here all the time, warmer in here than it is outside. That helps these things fruit faster. So let's start right here. We'll get through here. White Adriatic. Kind of looking forward to that one. White Madeira. LSU Olier. Now you see why I said everybody ought to have one of these? Because look how far along these things are so quick. This will be the first in-ground tree that ripens. And you'll also notice these are all these figs are on apical butts. Here is, and look how big that is. Main crop. Now, not apical bud. Look, now you don't see no figs on it. Come over here. Look, Just look, just starting to see some double bumps when you don't have, there's one, when you don't have an apical bud. I'm going to keep, every time I make a video, I'm going to keep pointing this out so that you can understand just how much further ahead it puts you. Come on, easy. All right, it's coral black. I said best spill about the apical buds today. Got a lot of nice fruit. The non-apical buds are a little further along on here than they are on LSU Audier. So that, to me, is kind of important. Because it's nice to know if there's a huge difference in that. And here, on Coral Black, you can see that while there is a difference in the apicals versus the non-apicals, it's not near as drastic as LSU Audier. Yellow longneck. Starting to get some nice fruit, and you can see this is still holding true. Here's a non-apical all the way down here. Look, another one just now kind of getting the double bumps. Look at there, apical, and what do you see? Sound like a broken record, I know. Yellow long neck. All right, this is Calodon Blanca Negra. Starting to get some little figlets on it. I look forward to this because it's typically a fairly early variety. For me, when I've had a mature Calodon Blanca Negra, it usually ripens. It's usually the first Calodon for me to ripen every year. So hopefully it'll be that way again this year. All right, Cavalieri. Now those are apicals, so that's how far along it is. Here's some more, all on the apicals. See if we got some. That's still an apical. I had a lot of apicals on this tree. There's some over here on the back side that's not. Let's go over here and look. Now, you can see here, this is not, it really, and it's just getting fairly. Now this one here, from way down here, you can see that it's just getting double bumps on it. So that really, oh, and it even has coupled fruit. How about that? I like that. So last year this thing was a bit late, but seeing that it's so much further ahead here, like we continually see, I'm hoping that I can get this thing to ripen in late September. Would be nice. Got a few branches over here I need to get in here and tie up. This is Super Jumbo DK. Its figs are starting to get fairly progressed. Now, it's not much behind. That's a non-apical versus an apical. So it's not too far behind. This is Constantine de Algérie. That's definitely an apical. another apical, but now you don't see much on it. You darn sure don't see on the non-apicals or the water shoots. Looks like that one there, that string broke. Need to retie those up. This is green Mitch Karinska. Now it's getting some decent sized figs on it too. I think it's in a race with LSU Ollier for being the earliest skin grounder this season. And it already has a lot of fruit on it. One of these days I'm going to get another one of these trees for myself and put it outside in the ground and see how it does. It does good for, if you've ever seen any of Ross Ratty's videos, it does good at his house. So he has a large one. So maybe it might, this thing might be better than Hardy Chicago outside. We'll find out one of these days. This is Negra de Agde. Starting to get some double bumps. Here is the apical bud figs. There was a few brebas on here at some point. Yeah. Not getting there yet though. Bass's favorite. Putting on some more growth. It's got some decent fruit set for it. This next one is Sapphire 4. It's got quite a bit of fruit on it. See how much of it ripens and how much of it drops. Called a Dom Nori. But you can see the difference. I mean, here we go again. Apical bud. This is an apical bud. It's just now kind of starting to set some, but when we get up here, we're not even close on the non-apical. Here, I'll be fair, I'll get way on down here and we'll look. Nope, 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 nope. But we got a few, you know. The apical bud's always going to fruit first. Now, here you go. There's an apical bud of it, called a Dom Nori. Now, but here's even something better. This here is Smith. The Smith Breva. A lot of Smith on here. Now, Smith on the other hand is a fooler, because look at there, that's a non-apical. But now, look how much further ahead the apical is. But it's going to definitely, this thing is going to produce a tremendous amount of fruit. So I'm very hopeful, and with this tree having this much fruit on it, this is the most that this in-ground Smith has ever had on it. Even this early. It's, of course, it's been in the ground a few years. I mean, it's got, look how old the wood is. You know, it's got a couple-year-old wood on it. So, it's starting to get mature. I'm going to start seeing some better stuff. All right, so this next one here, this is not a Smith, this is a Black Manzanita. It's got a few on it here and there. It kind of, honestly, is just kind of sparse. I probably need to thin some of this out in here. But none of these outer ones really seem to have much fruit, and it tends to fruit a little bit later. Or let me say, it takes a little longer for it to set fruit, but it doesn't take as long as seems like as it takes it doesn't take as long for it to ripen as long as it takes for it to set the fruit. It's like once it sets the fruit, it goes on and it ripens kind of short season. It just takes it a minute to set fruit. Or that's what I've observed from me with it in the ground. All right, this is Borges Oak Grease. Looking good. It's like I've got rid of the mites, which is not uncommon. You know, I have to spray, hand spray it. Norilla, lots of figs, lots of figs, lots of figs, lots of breba. This thing has got so many breba on it, I don't even know what to think about it. And main crop. It's a Mount Etna. Clearly it's a Mount Etna, or real close to it. I mean, we'll get over here in a minute and look at Black Greek Marius and we'll compare them. Turca has not really put out any little figlets. I've seen some signs off and on of some double bumps, but yeah, I don't know. Just, it needs more heat, I think. Maybe more heat than I can produce for it. Makes it late. There's a fig or two. So maybe we'll get a couple earlier and see. There's a few figs on it. Just gotta be patient. Gotta get some older wood. The wood's not as old on here as some of these others. So maybe, you know, I'm patient. I'll give it I'd go another 2 years. To me, it's that good. All right, the Alcianwami Ron. Probably need a little tying up. Definitely got some figs. See what the non-apicals are doing. Starting to get some double bumps too. All right, back to that discussion of Norilla. This is Black Greek. It's got, you know, it's as you can see, there's nowhere near, there's fruit on it. I'm not saying it ain't got fruit on it, okay? But this is, I think, what sets maybe some of these, and we're going to do this a couple years and see. Here's your apical on this one. It ain't really, it's further along than these up here, but not by much. It's nothing compared to this Norilla tree. It's just growing and fruiting, and the fruit's large. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting topic for sure. We'll keep monitoring it. This is Zafiro. It's got patchy fruit all the way around here, there, yonder. Mostly the apicals are fruiting, and you can see it's starting to harden off some. Some trees want to harden off before they set fruit, I've noticed, or start to. They'll like grow their green and then kind of start getting this, kind of lignify up some. and then they'll fruit. It's the other side of the board, just soaked grease. Other side of black mantazina. Sometimes there's just more figs in different spots, different size figs. Alright, switch back over here. This is called a mt.enta. Chase this on up here. Looking good. Got quite a bit. There's some coupled fruit. Alright. Double bumps all over YOLO bypass. But it's another one of those that just seems to want more heat. I mean, I could have maybe thinned this out in here a little more. I'll just have to take a lunge and go in the middle of it and see. I don't see much. See if we have any apical types over here. Here you go. No, 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 no. Wait a minute, there you go. There's some apical YOLO bypass. But that's the only place. Alright, next thing we're looking at over here. This is called a mt.enta. Starting to get some little getting bubble bumps everywhere. Let's climb in here, have a look around. There you go. Non-apicals are not fruited yet, but if it's an apical bud, then it's got fruit on it. Turn around over here. This is mt.enta. It's not quite as early. Don't see it a little bit, but not really seeing no little figlets yet. Seeing signs of some trying to form, but we're not there yet. Get down here and have a look. Don't really see much. But you come over here, this is super red hybrid. Nice, 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 nice. Lots of figs growing on this. Little figs everywhere. Super red. This next one is red sham. It's a bigger version of the last one, or at least it is for me. These things tend to fruit pretty good with or without apical bud. They'll be a little earlier and a little bigger with an apical bud, but they still fruit real well without an apical bud. So this next one we're looking at is Brazilian XP, and it's the smallest of them. Typically it's the smallest fruit, which is still, you know, 45, 55 grams, because those others can all be 100. Referring to super jumbo, super red hybrid, and red trim. Red trim is going to be the largest. Super jumbo and super red hybrid are pretty close to the same sizes generally. And Brazilian XP is typically smaller. So it's got pretty good fruit set on it. All right. There's greenhouse 1. Let's go check out greenhouse number 2. All right, we're in greenhouse number 2. Let's just start over here on this side. Actually, usually start down there at that end, but I'm at the opposite end. I just walked out of one greenhouse across to the next one. But we'll start right here in this corner today. This is Petite All Beak. I've still been kind of keeping these things watered good since I've transplanted them. Bertolino. It's got little figs. This is from dieback, and if you remember, you can see it's got old wood, so that was a new plant this year, but this one made it through the winter. Bertolino. All right, next one, Campaneri. Looking good, got some little figs on it from dieback. This is a replacement ham ram. This is Iranian Candy. It's finally coming out of its funk. Now, I had fig going here, and I still have fig going here. The only difference is, it was just such a small tree. It had died back, and it didn't fare well, and I thought that it would do best if I just went ahead and dug it up, put it in a 7-gallon pot. It would grow faster, get its roots re-going. It would just be a better off tree to be put in a pot, since it was so weak and took the winter so hard. And I put my 10-gallon fig going back in its place. And it's already had some real nice fruit set on it. It's got a real nice breva. I'm looking forward to that. So there's my fig going. Blue Princess. It's growing on. Moral Day Caneva. Starting to set some fruit. Pastilier. This is was a replacement fig we planted and put in here. It used to be Hazy Day Argentine. This is LSU Tiger. It's come out of its funk and started to grow. I don't really see no fruit, so it'll probably just want to grow and grow. Next in this row, Black Celeste. Probably one of my favorite ones to eat. Well, other than I really like to eat this one too. This is O'Rourke, because I'm a cantaloupe eater. Got a lot of good growth on it. This was just put in here this year. That's where Borda Soap Negro Ramada was. This is Alcara. It's got double bumps on it. Crema de Mora. Honey Plum. This is a replacement this year. Got nice fruit set, got a good start. So I'll be curious and most likely we're going to be keeping this branch and this branch, and then at the end of the year I'll just cut her off here and we'll have our new tree. Planera, just kind of getting going. This is my Sesek. I didn't have another one, but so I couldn't replace it. Luckily, it's starting to come back. It would probably benefit from being dug up and pot up, but we're going to leave it in here and see what it does. Paul Kurt Negra. Doing okay. Verdone from Nikki. This is that dark one. Doesn't look like it's fruited yet. Angelito. This is a new replacement. The leaf on it was looking kind of rough, so I just took it off and thought maybe it might inspire it to get going. Moscatel Preto. This is a replacement for a previous Moscatel Preto that was in here. And Black Zadar. All right, let's go look. Black Madeira KK. This is the 35-gallon experiment. Pina Pina. And just to remind you, these were just put in here a couple weeks back. I think they've been in here maybe a week, 10 days. This is Santa Rosa. This is Norday Barbantane. Don't got no figs on it yet. This is Call de Dama of Ramada. Got a fig or two here and there. Alright. Portugal 80. Haven't got that one. Will be I-258. This is on Dada. This is called a Dom Cotton. The N may not supposed to be on there. It's got a fig or two on it. It's like a Hibernica. Pretty close to the same thing. Galicia Negra. And I'm not even gonna try to say it. It's a mt.enta variety. It's supposed to be. We'll compare it. We'll find out how it stacks up to the rest of them. One of the reasons and I wanted to get an idea. All right, so there's no tree right there yet. It will be Trace this place. Florida Barracuda. Pico Roxo. These have been fed. They just need some time to get a hold. Grease Day St. Jean. Let's get yeah, definitely got some figs on it. There's a couple couplers. Hey, that's a big note. Hey, if you're growing figs to sell for fruit, you know, double figs. Why, you know, I mean, it's a no-brainer. More figs, more money, right? LSU brandy. Interested to see what this turns out to be. I don't know if I spelled this exactly right. GM304. Raven. Kelsey. Jolena. More on the Casa, however you say it. But it definitely has a decent fig set on it. Be interested to try it. Basilica Sika. Alright, so this was this week's project. It's all the wood frames like we use in greenhouse number 1 for our trellis, for our styrofoam box. They're just 5 foot tall. We just take a 10-foot 2x4, cut it in half, and that makes these 2 sides. 8-foot 2x4 makes the top and the bottom, and then an 8-foot 2x4 makes the braces. I like them made like this because if you're going to be trellising stuff on them, you want them strong, and you have it. You can put an overhead water line or whatever you want. Like in this instance, I'm going to run an overhead water line through that top V, and then just put a drip line down into that. That way I've got automated water on it. So yeah, that was this week's project. Have a little look. We just moved right on out here. Here's all the trees I had planted, I had started. I did make a change out here. It's Tacoma Violet. Now that's a Mount Etna, and look how its figs are. Maryland Berry. San Miguel Roxo. Macedonia Dark. Barren. Okay, interesting note here. Another Mount Etna. All of these past here were all Mount Etnas, but look, this one here has a bunch of Brebas on it, so that's very interesting. Barrens. That's a Fig du Monde. Texas BA1, nothing new to report there. That Arula's getting some growth. Look forward to seeing what that's going to be like in the ground. Or really, it has it has lots of, presents coupled fruit for sure. Sultane, Floria, some nice figs. Stella. It's also supposed to be the same as Violet or Vasilika Sika and Dalmaty. This is Blue Celeste. I didn't have Blue Celeste out here originally. This is where I had that Italian Westfield at that I took down to the other orchard. But this Blue Celeste has got a lot of fruit on it, and it was rejuvenated, pruned last year, and this was the piece I had rode last summer to kind of let it take over. So there we go, Fico Secco. Fico Secco seems to be further ahead than my Memorial Day Canetas, but we will see. I'll show that to you here in a minute. This is Gambino. Got some fruit on it. LSU Thibodeau. LSU Strawberry. It's another Adriatic, but we'll see if there's any differences. We got another Adriatic planted right next to it, known as Blanche de Duzazon. It's definitely a little further behind. Nero 600. Ashia Black AD. Floria. White Triana. LSU Red. It's got some on it. Jack Lily. Improved Celeste. I need to get out here and get some stakes on this and tie it up. LSU Scott's Black. Curious to see if this is the same as my LSU Brandy. Hunt. It's not been a very happy tree this year. Got a few figs on it. LSU Gold. LSU Champagne. All right, this is greenhouse number 3. Memorial Day Caneva right here on the end. Definitely further along than the rest. These are all just repeat varieties of extras that I've got. That's same stuff: Squirrel Black, Violet Sapor, stuff to sell. All right, we'll make a walk down through here, and we're not going to look at all of the potted trees. We're going to see where some of them are at. This is Dale's Ermitons, Briscoe Rosso, Roboto. This is one I was looking for the other day I couldn't find. Campanieri. I wanted to just see how far along these are. This is something. And it's in a 15-gallon. Campanieri, plenty early. Bergen Unknown. Called a Dom. Negra. Verdino del Nord. Tatiana. Hardy Chicago. Weeping Apple Pie. Tante Veneto. It always has this, and it has a couple drink regularly. It always has this weeping look to it. Front jar. This is LSU Champagne in a tin. Another Hardy Chicago. And Milan's Purple's getting some on it. Ease on down through here. This what's this here? Black Tuscan. Just starting to get a few. Borelli. Moscatel Preto. Princessa. Black Mantazina in a pot. Not much difference between it and the in-ground one. Clima de Mora. Love. Olivier. Sweet Cherry Tart. LSU Tiger. Golden Rainbow. Golden Celeste 0817. Yeah, I said that over there was Sweet Cherry Tart. I told you wrong. This is not Sweet Cherry Tart. This is Sweet Joy. Sweet Cherry Tart is right here. It ain't got no figs on it. It's just starting to. Lots of different stuff. There's a yellow long neck in a pot. This is mt.enta the Minor. Just starting to get a few figs on it. I suspect it'll be late. Parrot Jaw Ramada. Don't really see anything going on that. Scotch Yellow in a pot. Nero 600. Long de Doot, Long de Out. Not sure what this is. Looks good though. Could be La Bourgeoisie. Could be. I don't know for sure. It's one of those I've lost tags on. This is Cherry Pie. This is Brocolette. This is Alida. Ida. I don't know why I struggle with that. Too many vowels. Here's another one of those I'm not sure. I lost the tag on. It's pretty progressed, getting some figs on it. Here's Perpone. LSU Purple. The White Triana we're coming up on. Another potted Black Manzanta. Called a Dom Negra. Minskarinska 10. Desert King. Got some. Long we'll be getting a couple Breba off of it. Can't wait to share that with you. Verdone Dark. Pot. Nikki. Fioroni de Rugel. Probably, it may very well end up being the earliest. It'll be interesting. Ron de Bordeaux. Pastelier. Now Pasteliers always look like they're a little striped, even though they're not. They don't ripen with stripes. My Call to Dom Rajo. Slide right back through here. JH Adriatic. Sago Drago. Don't know much about it, but we'll see. Chico Strawberry. Not too excited there. This is an unknown. I bought it as De La Roca, but it's not. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's the Desert King we looked at a minute ago. Fino. Portuguese Yellow. De La Solis, or Valle de Solis. New Orleans Banana. Be Mad 2 is coming out of its spot. Violet Dolphin. Doing okay. Sultane. It's a mysterious one. Wait a minute, I said that one back there was New Orleans Banana. It wasn't New Orleans Banana. What was that? Oh, Be Mad 9. My bad. It's got some main crop on it. So that was Be Mad 9, because up here is New Orleans Banana. Where did I just see that? New Orleans Banana. There it is. Get to really taste this one maybe this year. It's a Smith. I believe this to be Aurola, Aroli. Not sure what this is. Long Dial. Nero 600. Scotch Yellow. Not sure what this is. Maybe Bronzola Rosa, but I'm not sure. There's that Sweet Cherry Tart. Golden Celeste. Alright, that's pretty much got them all covered. This is that Propone grafted. This is, and it's also got look how much further along these Delsimwami Rons are on here. I've got to get me a Delsimwami Ron in a pot so I can compare with this rootstock. All right, there that is. Oh, and here, last but not least, there is my Bordeaux Negra Romana that I dug up. I wasn't doing nothing, but it's finally putting on some life since I put it up in this pot. And that will be its permanent home from now on. Not going to try to put it back in the ground. Alright, we'll walk down through here and look at the little trees and just kind of see how they're doing. Bunch of stuff I need to get potted up. I'm getting ready to start. There's a bunch of pots back there I got ready, all filled up so I can put cuttings in them. It's my new collection of stuff that I rooted out for me. There's a Tacoma Violet that I broke and I just stuck it in a pot. It's got a little root on it. Looks like it's going to take. I didn't kill it. Thank goodness, sometimes that happens. But all right, that looks like that's it for this week's update. This was week 12 And that's where we're at, week 12 in our fig growing season, berry growing season here in southern Illinois. Thanks for watching.